Dinar shift. This is the news you've been waiting for. Across the sprawling, interconnected world of foreign currency conversations, a palpable shift is occurring. One that has ignited chatter from financial blogs to the deepest corners of social media. For those who follow the movements of the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and the Vietnamese Dong, VND, this moment feels fundamentally different. The air is thick with anticipation, driven not by a single official report but by a sudden, simultaneous surge of anecdotal reports from holders across multiple continents. This is not the familiar, isolated forum rumor of the past. Instead, it is a global phenomenon where thousands are reporting similar, unusual interactions with their own banking institutions, suggesting a silent preparation that many believe is finally underway. The collective energy is undeniable, pulling these two currencies to the center of a worldwide discussion. The question now being asked is whether this widely felt buzz is merely another wave of sentiment or if it reflects an actual coordinated financial movement bubbling beneath the surface of the global economy. The core of this explosive global conversation is rooted in perceived changes in the behavior and awareness of major international banking desks. People across the United States, Europe, Canada, and Australia are sharing strikingly similar stories. Bank personnel who were previously unfamiliar with the acronyms IQD or VND are suddenly appearing informed, attentive, and prepared for questions about these specific currencies. These personal accounts are shared moment by moment, creating a massive interconnected feedback loop online. It is crucial to underscore that none of these observations constitute official confirmation from any central bank or global financial authority. However, the sheer volume and geographical diversity of the reports are generating a powerful shared conviction that banks are quietly updating their internal policies, training their staff, or otherwise positioning themselves for increased potential activity related to the dinar and the dong. This shared belief, regardless of official status, is the engine driving the present extraordinary wave of excitement. This surge of collective enthusiasm is built upon a mountain of highly detailed community narratives. In these digital gathering places, people are recounting seemingly minor, yet in context, amplified interactions. One user claims their bank proactively reached out for a routine account update, which they interpret as pre-exchange preparation. Another suggests that a bank representative, without prompting, discussed foreign currency exchange limits in a way that seemed unusually detailed. Yet another story involves a customer service agent who, having once pleaded ignorance, now speaks confidently about procedures related to the two currencies. While all these stories can be easily attributed to routine banking maintenance, compliance checks, or simple misinterpretations of standard protocol, the shared lens through which the community is viewing them creates a unifying, highly potent narrative. The community interprets every small sign as a clue, igniting discussions that span every hour of the day and night across the globe. A significant component of the present speculation relates to the psychological ripple effect within banking interactions. Holders are acutely tuned into the slightest deviation from the norm. For example, a bank teller offering a more confident or detailed reply than expected when asked about foreign currency services is instantly magnified within the online community. Similarly, any request for updated identification or verification of account information, which is a standard global banking compliance procedure, is interpreted as an institution quietly gearing up for a significant, large-scale financial event. This shared interpretation of mundane events provides a powerful sense of shared belief, the notion that global financial institutions might be aware of, and preparing for, an increased interest in the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong. In the age of instant global communication, these impressions become widespread sentiment at lightning speed, fundamentally altering the overall atmosphere surrounding the two currencies. The current atmosphere is a striking example of mass psychological momentum. For communities that have shared a long-term goal for many years, a cascade of individual unverified reports can be collectively interpreted as evidence of coordinated action. This is the human tendency to seek and find patterns, especially when anticipation has been sustained over an extended period. The dinar and dong communities have weathered numerous cycles of hype, speculation, and subsequent disappointment over the course of a decade or more. Therefore, when a new internationally aligned wave of positive stories surfaces, many are instinctively drawn to the conclusion that this new moment must be the one they have been waiting for. This deep-seated hope, amplified by the pervasive reach of social media, quickly translates into a powerful shared movement. Excitement breeds more excitement, and perceived momentum adds to real-world engagement, irrespective of any confirmed institutional involvement. The sheer volume and diversity of online conversation around the IQD and VND have reached levels not seen in recent years. Forums, streaming platforms, messaging groups, and video comment sections are currently overflowing with new posts, shared stories, and renewed dialogues. Individuals who had previously become silent or disengaged for months are now re-entering the conversation, eager to share their local banking experiences or to discuss the latest community updates. Prominent online figures who had taken a hiatus from posting content related to these currencies are now back, uploading fresh videos and analyses. Moreover, longtime holders, having put their physical currency notes away for a period of calm, are now reportedly retrieving and inspecting them. While none of this activity provides official proof of a financial shift, the social and emotional energy is an undeniable, self-sustaining force that continues to spread across the globe. A particularly fascinating aspect of this current spike in enthusiasm is its profoundly global and synchronized nature. Unlike previous waves of speculation, which often originated in one country or region before slowly filtering to others, this movement appears to be happening almost simultaneously across continents. Reports of heightened bank awareness are emerging from North America, Asia, Europe, and the Middle East at the same time. This international alignment is being cited by many in the community as a key reason why they feel this current situation might be different from the past. Whether this synchronized chatter genuinely reflects coordinated institutional activity or simply represents a global community whose members are more interconnected and responsive than ever before, the worldwide buzz itself is a real-time phenomenon shaping the current discourse. Many seasoned observers within the community are commenting that the feeling surrounding this particular wave is unique and distinct from previous speculative cycles. The difference, they argue, is not based on official news, as none has been released, but rather on the deeply aligned nature of the global conversation. Historically, a spike in interest might occur in one geographical area while other regions remain quiet or skeptical. This time, however, the enthusiasm, the shared stories, and the general feeling of anticipation are surfacing in an almost unified manner across disparate nations. This gives the impression of a larger, more comprehensive development. This shared sentiment, driven by thousands of individual interpretations, is acting as a powerful magnet, capturing the attention of a massive global audience and creating a tangible sense of collective unity among holders everywhere. Expectation, especially in communities focused on long-term speculative holdings, operates as a profound psychological force. Right now, a renewed and heightened sense of expectation is building around the IQD and VND. Holders feel a palpable sense of something imminent, a charged atmosphere suggesting the world is moving closer to an economic inflection point involving these currencies. Even without official confirmation, this shared anticipation creates its own momentum. As a result, many are taking concrete, proactive steps, preparing necessary documentation, carefully organizing their currency notes, and generally arranging their financial affairs. This preparation offers a sense of control and empowerment in a situation long dominated by uncertainty. Thus, the very act of expectation transforms ordinary weeks into moments of perceived, deep significance for the community. The phenomenon we are witnessing is a testament to how normal banking routines can be reinterpreted in a climate of intense anticipation. When a bank employee references foreign currency services, it might be standard procedure for their role, but for the hopeful holder, it becomes a crucial sign of preparation. When a customer is asked to perform a routine security update on their account, it is viewed not as compliance but as the institution ensuring readiness for a potential event. The IQD and VND communities are in a state of high emotional sensitivity, actively seeking out and believing they are finding critical clues and hidden signals in every interaction. Although these interpretations offer no confirmation of actual changes, the collective agreement on these readings creates a powerful, global sense of alignment and drives the narrative of preparation forward. Online momentum is now playing an unprecedented role in shaping this speculative environment. The process is a social media chain reaction. A single individual shares an observation about their bank appearing unusually ready, and within minutes, dozens of others chime in with similar resonant experiences. A viewer in one country reports new activity, and others instantly respond that they have noticed the same in their region. This rapid, amplifying cycle quickly builds a shared narrative that gains perceived strength with every retelling. Even if every story is simply a normal event seen through a powerfully hopeful lens, the resulting emotional environment is undeniably potent and feels intensely real to those within the community. Social media platforms have accelerated the spread of this excitement to a degree that previous speculative waves simply could not achieve. In years past, interest in the dinar and dong traveled slowly, disseminating through niche email newsletters or dedicated, closed forums. Today, thanks to platforms like TikTok, Telegram, and others, the news, stories, and sentiment travel instantly, globally, and with significant volume. A single viral video or a rapidly expanding comment thread can now shape the mood and outlook of the entire worldwide community within a matter of hours. This speed and intensity are what make the current excitement feel substantially larger and more consuming than any previous surge in interest. His moment carries significant emotional weight for those who have held the Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese dong for extended periods, perhaps 5, 10, or even 15 years. These long-term holders have personally endured countless cycles of excitement followed by silence, hope followed by frustration. For them, the current global and widespread nature of the enthusiasm is being described as the most powerful they have ever witnessed in a decade. It is important to reiterate that this feeling does not equate to official confirmation, but it powerfully illustrates the emotional gravity of this new momentum among the most dedicated members of the community, or this deeply invested group. The focus often extends beyond immediate financial outcomes. It is fundamentally about the years of patience, the sustained belief, and the desire to finally see some tangible movement in a pursuit that has been an enduring part of their financial lives. This profound emotional investment ensures that even the smallest, most ambiguous sign of movement is instantly imbued with enormous significance. When thousands of people across the globe share this depth of long-term hope, any shift in the collective conversation, whether real or simply perceived, instantly generates a unified sense of renewed possibility and drives continued, passionate engagement. Hope is a uniquely powerful force within communities that have maintained a shared belief across long stretches of time and uncertainty. Right now, this shared hope is the primary fuel driving the high level of global excitement around the IQD and VND. Holders are operating on the hope that global banks are preparing, that some form of institutional coordination is underway, and that this current global momentum will ultimately lead to a meaningful, verifiable change. While hope itself cannot physically alter financial data or policy, it is exceptionally effective at shaping a community's level of enthusiasm, engagement, and internal connection. The infusion of hope encourages greater sharing of stories, more active interaction, and louder conversation, thereby ensuring that the global dialogue remains intensely alive, irrespective of any official developments that may or may not emerge. This deeply shared hope is what is currently maintaining the community's unified, highly engaged state at a level of intensity not observed in recent years. This common, powerful feeling is a key factor explaining why the atmosphere surrounding the dinar and dong today feels so charged and so exceptionally meaningful to those involved. Amidst this undeniable surge of global excitement, it is critically important to maintain a clear distinction. Global buzz is not synonymous with global confirmation. No major international bank has issued any public statement announcing coordinated exchange programs for the IQD or VND. Similarly, no governmental or regulatory body has released official confirmation of any large-scale rate adjustments or preparation for a currency exchange event. This clarity is essential to protect individuals from succumbing to misinformation or nurturing unrealistic expectations based solely on anecdotal accounts. The energy driving the current global conversation is entirely based on community-shared interpretations, the rapidly increasing volume of online chatter, and the resulting shared, emotional momentum, not on any verified, official financial action. However, the lack of official confirmation does not diminish the reality of the excitement. People genuinely feel a movement, they feel energized, and they genuinely sense that the present situation is different. Understanding this emotional drive is key to analyzing why the global conversation has achieved such extraordinary intensity. The influence of emotionally driven speculation is such that it can generate massive, worldwide waves of interest, even when official announcements are entirely absent. Holders are paying rapt attention because they collectively sense a fundamental shift in the global atmosphere. They are seeing multiple geographical regions buzzing with conversation simultaneously. They are observing banks that appear, in general customer interactions, to be more engaged than usual. They are witnessing online groups that are suddenly overflowing with new content and seeing community influencers returning after long periods of inactivity. All these individual observations feed the collective perception that the world, at an institutional level, is preparing for some event involving the dinar and dong. This is, crucially, a matter of perception, not confirmation. Yet in speculative communities, this powerful shared perception often becomes the most significant driving force behind every major wave of excitement and increased attention. This psychological reality is why viewers around the world are currently tuning in and engaging at such a high volume. As global excitement intensifies, a predictable pattern of rapid rumor evolution and proliferation emerges. An individual may share a story that originated as a simple, benign misunderstanding of a banking procedure. This story is then embellished by one person, recontextualized by another, and within a few hours it can morph into a significantly altered, entirely new narrative. While these evolving rumors never confirm actual events, they serve to illustrate the extreme speed with which information is processed and reshaped within emotionally charged communities. Understanding this social process helps to explain the vast scale of the current global buzz. People are actively interpreting every single interaction, conversation, and online post as a component of a much larger unfolding event. That interpretation is then rapidly shared. Even when community members know the information lacks verification, they spread it because the possibility it suggests is intensely exciting. In short order, the rumor itself becomes woven into the fabric of the global story, adding yet another layer of momentum to the overall wave. For long-term holders, this global wave, even without official confirmation, is profoundly meaningful. Many have navigated years without any perceptible movement, and so the simple feeling of this collective, worldwide excitement provides them with tangible energy and renewed hope. It gives them a reason to remain vigilant, to stay informed, and to feel a powerful, motivating connection to thousands of others who share the exact same long-term goal. Even if this wave proves to be entirely based on community sentiment, its impact on the morale and unity of the community is absolutely real. This surge re-energizes the community, restores motivation, and dramatically increases engagement. For a community that has persisted through more than a decade of severe ups and downs, this renewed and shared sense of global unity represents one of the most uplifting and connecting moments they have experienced in recent memory. The global nature of the excitement suggests the momentum might sustain itself longer than past, more regionalized waves. If enthusiasm fades in one country, it remains active in another, ensuring the overall movement maintains its strength and continues to fuel the largest global discussions surrounding the IQD and VND in years. In moments of such intense global speculation, the most prudent course of action for any holder is to maintain a mindset of calm, balance, and vigilance. Excitement is natural, but it must not be allowed to lead to hasty decisions, financial overcommitments, or the development of unrealistic expectations. The responsible path is to ensure all personal financial documents are organized, currency notes are securely stored, and to prioritize monitoring any verifiable updates exclusively from legitimate, official institutions. It is entirely healthy to feel hopeful and energized by this powerful community movement. However, it is imperative not to permit that excitement to override logical thinking or critical analysis. Staying grounded allows holders to enjoy the unique energy of the momentum while effectively insulating themselves against the rapid spread of misinformation or emotional reactions. Patience, paired with clarity, remains the most essential approach during this time of extraordinary global speculation. Finally, it is paramount to recognize the absolute limits of speculation. No matter how powerful or pervasive the global energy feels, only official public announcements from governments, central banks, or primary regulatory institutions can ever confirm any actual, verifiable financial changes. Community enthusiasm is a real social force, but it is not and cannot be considered evidence. Online stories are fascinating data points for discussion, but they are not official policy. While perception can create immense momentum, it must never be confused with or replace verified economic action. Therefore, balance and clarity are essential. Enjoy the excitement, share in the global hope, and participate fully in the conversation. But always remain acutely aware that speculation, no matter how widespread, does not constitute confirmation, and community-driven interpretation is not the same as institutional action. This moment, even without official confirmation, powerfully demonstrates the strength, unity, and deep passion that exists within the global IQD and VND communities. It is a potent reminder of how people can successfully unite across vast geographical and linguistic barriers when bound by a shared long-term belief. The journey of the dinar and the dong has always been shaped by these emotional cycles, and this current wave highlights how powerful a globally aligned community can truly become. Whether this incredible momentum leads to real, tangible change, or simply becomes the most dynamic and exciting chapter in the long ongoing history of IQD and VND speculation, the energy of this moment is entirely unique. Looking forward, the future of these currencies will ultimately be determined by verifiable financial policies and concrete economic developments, not the current online discussion. What this moment has accomplished, unequivocally, is a massive reignition of passion, conversation, and connection across the entire world. It has deeply reminded holders of the original reasons for their long-term belief, It has revived the global discussion to an unprecedented level and created a sense of unified anticipation that is likely to inspire renewed focus on monitoring official developments in the months ahead. While the ultimate financial outcome remains an open question, the community's energy and global connectedness are undeniably stronger than they have been in years. As we conclude this discussion, let us hold fast to this core understanding. The current global excitement surrounding the IQD and VND is fundamentally driven by community-based sentiment, shared interpretations, and an intense online buzz, not by verified official financial action. Yet, this essential distinction does not diminish the sheer power of this moment for the thousands who have patiently waited years for any sign of movement. Whether this historic surge represents a true and lasting shift or merely the largest wave of shared hope in recent history, it has successfully brought people together in a way that has not been witnessed for a very long time. Therefore, the recommended path forward is to remain simultaneously hopeful, yet grounded, excited but realistic, and connected yet cautious. Above all, stay informed by prioritizing and filtering information from official, verifiable channels while fully participating in and appreciating the palpable passion of this united global community. Moments like this, when the entire world feels like it is buzzing with shared anticipation, when the community conversation feels intensely alive, and when holders feel deeply unified, are rare, significant, and meaningful in their own unique way. Dinar Shift will continue to follow this unprecedented global wave closely, bringing you further in-depth discussions, updates, and breakdowns as the situation develops. Thank you for tuning into Dinar Shift.